Chinese civilization, refined over 5,000 years, is one of the world's oldest civilizations and the only one that has survived without extinction. For the majority of its history, China has been at the forefront of the world. Despite experiencing invasions and even periods of foreign rule, its language and culture have never vanished. Instead, they have assimilated foreign cultures, resulting in a more diverse and open cultural heritage. Even in the past century, when China missed out on the Industrial Revolution and went through periods of aggression and internal conflicts, it faced poverty. However, relying on its remarkable ideas and cultural heritage ingrained in its genes, China rapidly adjusted and rose within the past 20 years, becoming one of the most powerful countries in the world. Chinese culture and wisdom undoubtedly embody vastness, grandeur, and a sense of mystery and wonder. It is like a great melting pot, constantly assimilating foreign ideas, discarding the false and retain the true, and evolving itself. Over the course of these 5,000 long years, numerous military strategists, politicians, thinkers, and philosophers have emerged, leaving behind countless cultural treasures. Today, let us together delve into the mysterious wisdom of the East through surviving fables, allegories, and historical allusions. Studying ancient Eastern wisdom helps unlock the door to thinking, broaden horizons, and add another dimension to problem solving. It allows us to apply different wisdoms in handling various relationships and situations in reality. By combining the wisdom of the East and the West, one can excel in strategic planning and surpass others. It is said that in ancient times, deep within the northern wilderness, there stood a towering and majestic mountain that reached into the clouds. Within the heart of the forest lived a group of immensely powerful giants. Their leader was named Kwafu, which gave rise to their clan known as the Kwafu tribe. They possessed immense strength, towering stature, unwavering determination, and extraordinary spirit. Moreover, they were kind-hearted, hard-working, and courageous, leading a carefree and unrestrained life. During those days, the land was desolate, with venomous snakes and fierce beasts roaming freely, causing people to endure harsh lives. To ensure the survival of his tribe, Kua Fu would lead his people every day to battle against these ferocious creatures. He often adorned himself with the fierce yellow snakes he caught, hanging them as decorations from his ears and wielding them in his hands, taking pride in his feats. One particularly hot year, the scorching sun blazed upon the earth, withering crops, scorching trees, and drying up rivers. People found it unbearable, and members of the Kwafu tribe began to perish. Witnessing this tragic scene, Kwafu felt sorrowful. He gazed up at the sun and declared to his fellow tribespeople, "The sun is truly malicious. I will chase after it, seize it, and make it obey human commands." His tribe members tried to dissuade him with pleas. Some said, "You mustn't go, for the sun is so distant from us. You'll exhaust yourself." Others said, "The sun's heat is overwhelming. It will scorch you to death." Yet Kwafu's mind was set. He vowed to capture the sun and make it serve the people's wishes for their well-being. Looking at his distressed tribe members, he said, "For the sake of everyone's happy lives, I must go." One day, just as the sun rose from the sea, Kwafu bid farewell to his fellow tribespeople and embarked on his ambitious journey. With determination in his heart, he began his daily pursuit. The sun slowly moved across the sky, and Kwafu tirelessly chased on the ground. He crossed one mountain after another and leaped over rivers, and his footsteps resonated with a resounding thud, shaking the earth as he swung back and forth. When Kwafu grew weary from running, he would take a brief nap, shaking the dirt from his shoes onto the ground, forming large mounds of earth. When he felt hungry, he plucked wild fruits to quell his hunger. As Kwafu chased the sun, the closer he got, the more intense his thirst became. He reached the banks of the Yellow River and drank its water in one gulp, then did the same to the Wei River, yet his thirst remained unquenched. Undeterred, he kept encouraging himself, saying, "I'm getting close. I'm about to catch the sun. People's lives will become happy." After 9 days and nights, near the place where the sunset was, Kwafu finally felt he was about to catch up. With boundless joy, Kwafu opened his arms wide, intending to embrace the sun. However, the sun's heat was extremely intense, and Kwafu felt both thirsty and exhausted. He ran northward, where a vast lake stretched for miles. The water in the lake could satisfy his thirst. Yet, before reaching the lake, Kwafu succumbed to thirst. As he neared death, he regretted not being able to fulfill his goal and worried about his tribe. He cast his staff forward before closing his eyes forever. Though Kwafu passed away, his body nourished the massive staff. Later, the staff transformed into a lush peach grove, providing shade for passing travelers. The ripe peaches it bore were large and sweet, quenching thirst and relieving the fatigue of the journey for people. The tale of Kwafu Chasing the Sun showcases the spirit of ancient people who selflessly dedicated themselves to the well-being of their tribe and bravely battled natural disasters. It also reflects the ancient Chinese people's desire to understand and overcome nature. Chairman Mao mentioned the story of Kua Fu Chasing the Sun in one of his works, On Contradiction. He wrote, "Many variations in mythology, such as Kua Fu Chasing the Sun in the classic of Mountains and Seas. The contradictory transformations in these myths are a naive, imaginative, and subjective fantasy of the transformations of countless complex real contradictions caused in people by their mutual transformations." In the story, Kwafu's determination to chase the sun despite insurmountable challenges symbolizes the human spirit's resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. This tale has been used to illustrate broader philosophical concepts about contradiction, change, and the human relationship with nature. When we carefully consider it, does this story truly exist? I believe it at least has a basis in reality. Perhaps in ancient times, some individuals indeed pursued the sun, driven by a curiosity to understand what the sun truly was and what lay beyond the edge of the world. The sun rising in the east and setting in the west is a natural phenomenon that most people take for granted. Only those filled with curiosity about the world and a desire to explore the unknown would question everything deemed ordinary and take action to seek the truth. Just as the falling of an apple is a common occurrence, it was only Newton who delved into its meaning, ultimately giving rise to the theory of universal gravitation. Behaviors like Kua Fu Chasing the Sun, along with stories like Gong Moves the Mountains and Jing Filling the Sea, which we previously discussed, might appear foolish and absurd to us today. They could even be seen as comedic tales. So, why did ancient Chinese people embellish and mythologize them, singing their praises and holding them in reverence? A series of mythological stories reveals that ancient Chinese society seemed more focused on shaping and propagating intrinsic values than on pondering the nature of problems and seeking alternative solutions. To some extent, this mindset limited their scientific development. As a result, despite thousands of years of history, they remained a feudal society and, in modern times, lagged behind the world. But when seen from a different perspective, this is not without merit. Their focus on internal exploration and cultivation over millennia bestowed them with profound insights into human nature and the human psyche. Therefore, in the arts of understanding people, communication skills, and influencing minds, they left behind a wealth of cultural treasures waiting for us to discover, absorb, and apply. This series of mythological fables serves as background information to help you better understand traditional Chinese thought and culture. The forthcoming content will become more engaging, encompassing both theory and practical application. Once you fully comprehend it, it can open up new, broader realms of thought and potentially transform your life. I welcome your continued interest and support, which motivate me to provide more updates. Thank you. Don't miss out on this potentially life-changing opportunity. If you want to gain more insightful wisdom, go ahead and tap that like button, subscribe to our channel, and help us keep producing high-quality content. And don't forget to click the bell icon below the video, so you'll be the first to receive our latest updates and never miss a chance to enhance yourself.